Magandang araw, grade 9. Ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon ay tungkol sa quadratic inequalities. So, ang topic na ito ay napakadali lang dahil ito po ay introduction pa lang, kaya makinig ng mabuti. So, ang atin pong objectives, unang-una ay illustrates quadratic inequalities, solve quadratic inequalities, and solve problems involving quadratic inequalities. So, para sa kaalaman ng lahat, pag sinabi pong inequality, ito po ay statement that one mathematical expression is greater than or equal to, less than or equal to another. So, ibig sabihin, kaya nga po unequal dahil hindi sila equal or siya ay posibleng mas malaki or mas maliit, posibleng mas malaki or equal sila, pero pwede rin namang mas maliit siya or equal sila. Ayun po. So, yun po ang ibig sabihin ng inequality. At ang quadratic inequality po ay inequality that contains polynomial. Ito po yung pinakatatandaan nyo sa lahat na ang degree ay 2 or the highest degree is 2 or the exponent. That can be written in the following forms. Ayon. So, dahil sa inequalities tayo, so tandaan po yung mga symbols na yan. So, naka-standard po siya na ax squared plus bx plus c greater than 0. So, yun po yung unang symbol ng inequality. And then, pwede din po siyang less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or not equal symbol. So, meron po tayong 5 symbols na ginagamit to describe inequality. So, ayun po yung tatandaan nyo. So, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and not equal symbol. And, ang palatandaan lang natin, para maging quadratic, so yung exponent of 2 or the highest degree of 2, ayan. Kaya, para masabi natin na quadratic inequality, so dapat po merong dalawang description na makikita. So, the highest degree of 2, ayan, and itong 5 symbols na binanggit dito. So, dapat yan po yung makikita. So, para masabi natin na ang polynomial is a quadratic inequalities. Okay? So, ganun lang po siya ka-simple. Next, lagi din pong tandaan na ang values ng ating quadratic term or the value of A, the value of linear term of B or B, and the constant term or C will never be equal to 0. Kasi pag nag-equal po yan, hindi na siya quadratic inequality. Dahil equal nga eh. So, equality na po yun. Yan. And if ever that the highest exponent is 1, so that will not be quadratic anymore. Magiging linear na po yun. Yan. And quadratic inequality is a mathematical statement that relates a quadratic expression as either, ayun na, less than or greater than. So, yun lang naman po ang palatandaan natin. Posibleng mas maliit or malaki. So, ito na po yung mga examples natin. Bibigyan ko kayo ng 4 na examples or expressions, and then alamin natin kung siya ba ay quadratic inequality or not. So, ayan. For number 1, kung mapapansin natin, ang highest exponent naman niya ay 2. Ayan. So, the highest exponent is 2. Ayan. So, as a quadratic expression, so, siya po ay check kasi the highest degree is 2. But then, i-consider natin yung kanyang inequality symbol. So, wala po siyang inequality symbol. So, therefore, number 1 is not quadratic inequality in one variable dahil wala siyang inequality symbol indicated. So, di ba may 5 tayong inequality symbols, yung less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and the unequal symbol. So, ayan po. So, hindi siya quadratic inequality. And then, for number 2, So, kung titingnan natin, for being quadratic, check din siya because the highest degree is 2. Pero, pagdating sa symbol is x dahil yan po ay equal sign. Kaya, number 2 is not quadratic because the symbol is equal sign. So, hindi na po siya inequality. Next, number 3, kung mapapansin naman natin, ang highest degree naman nito is 1. Ayan, 1 yan. And since quadratic describes as the highest degree is 2, so wala na kaagad siya. Although, the inequality symbol is visible dahil ang gamit niya is greater than or equal to. Yun nga lang, pagdating naman sa exponent, so hindi siya quadratic. So therefore, number 3 is also not quadratic because the highest exponent is not 2. Yan. Pagdating naman po sa number 4, since this is a product of two binomials, so ang gagawin po natin is multiply by using FOIL method. So pag sinabi pong FOIL method, imumultiply natin ang first term, outside term, inside, and last term. Para malaman natin kung ito ba ay, although alam natin na ito talaga ay quadratic, so let us just prove na ito nga po ay quadratic para maipakita natin ang highest exponent nga ay 2. Okay? So, multiply muna natin ang first term. So, x times x is x squared. And then, outside term, positive x times negative 1 is negative x. So, hindi po natin siya sinusulat as 1x. Dapat po ay x lang. Inside term, negative 5 times positive x is negative 5x. Last term, negative 5 times negative 1 is positive 5. Huwag pong kalimutan, if we are going to multiply negative numbers, the product is always positive. And since ang inequality symbol is greater than, rewrite lang po natin yan. So, greater than 0. And then, combine like terms. So, negative x minus 5x. So, pag ganito naman po, parehong negative, ang operation natin is addition. But, don't forget, ang sign is still negative. So, 5 plus 1 is 6. Kaya, x squared minus 6x plus 5. Rewrite nyo yung inequality symbol greater than 0. So, at this point, makikita natin ang highest degree is 2. So, it describes quadratic, no? And then, visible din po ang inequality symbol. So, since pareho po siyang nandyan, so therefore, number 4 is a perfect example of quadratic inequality in one variable because the symbol is an inequality symbol. At the same time, the highest degree is 2. At reminders lang po, sa mga gantong situations or examples, ito ay medyo tricky. So, wag po tayong malilito. Dahil, ang gagawin lang po natin, kung dalawang binomials ang given, so, just find or get their products by using FOIL method, or kung ang given naman po is monomial versus binomial, so use the distributive property. Ayun lang po. And in solving quadratic inequalities, we need to find its solution set. So, tandaan po, pag sinabing solution set, so, ito po ay a set that can be illustrated through a number line. So, sana naman yung number line ay kilala pa natin. So, yan po yung line na mayroong numbers na kung saan sa right side ay positive and then at the left side is negative. So, titingnan natin. And, para ma-illustrate natin ang solution set, so, kailangan po natin i-consider yung inequality symbols. So, wag po natin kakalimutan yung 5 inequality symbols. And, ito po yung symbols. So, dito naman ay 4 lamang kasi gawa ng, ito yung madalas ginagamit kapag nasa graph na, kapag i-graph natin. So, katumbas din po ng mga symbols is the circle na pwede nating gamitin. Kung siya ba ay hollow or empty circle or the solid circle or the dark circle. So, para sa first two symbols na kung saan is less than and greater than, ang gagamitin po nating circle is hollow or the empty. So, ibig sabihin po ng empty circle, the critical points or the solution natatapatan nung ating hollow circle is not included. Hindi po siya kasama sa solution set. And then, the last two symbols, which is less than or equal to, tapos ang greater than or equal to, wag po natin kalilimutan na ang gagamitin po natin is solid circle or the dark circle dahil ang critical points po nito or the solutions or yung tatapatan ng circle is included or ibig sabihin kasama siya sa solution set. Okay? Simulan na po natin yung ating example. So, to illustrate the solution set on the number line, we need to consider the inequality symbols. Ayan ha, huwag kalilimutan ang inequality symbols kasi sila yung magsasabi kung anong klaseng circle ang ating gagamitin and kung saan papuntang direksyon ang ating arrow, if going to the right side ba siya or going to the left side. Yan. So, ang first example natin is x is greater than negative 1. So, ang symbol po na ginamit natin dito is greater than. So, siya po yung gagamitin nating hint kung ano ba ang magiging circle natin. Ayan. So, greater than. So, ito po yung number line natin. At paalala lang din, reminders ko sa inyo, para hindi kayo malito at naka-standard tayo, pare-pareho. Kung hanggang anong label ba ng numbers ang gagamitin. So, halimbawa, negative 1. So, ang gagawin po natin, we are going to label our number line 1 unit higher. So, kung 1 yan, kaya hanggang 2 ang ating 1 unit higher tayo. Yan. So, magtatapos tayo po 2. Kung ito naman po ay 3, eh di ang end natin dito ay 4. Both sides. Negative 4, positive 4. Kung ito naman po ay 5, edi positive 6 and negative 6. Basta 1 unit higher po ang gagawin natin para pare-pareho tayong iisa lang ang magiging itsura sa graph. Okay? Ayan, kaya po siya naging negative 2. Now, so since the inequality symbol is greater than, ayan, greater than ang gamit natin. So, we are expecting na ang circle is a hollow circle. At the same time, ang direction nito is going to the right. Bakit? Kasi greater than. No, papunta sa kanan. Ayan. So, itatapat po natin yung hollow circle to negative 1. And since this is a greater than symbol, so, ang atin pong arrow is going to the right side. Ayun, ganun lang po siya kasimple. So, ang ibig lang po sabihin nito, kagaya nung sinabi kanina, the critical point na kung saan is negative 1 is not included to the solution set. So, ibig sabihin po nun, ang kasama sa solution set ay magsisimula kay 0, 1, 2, and so on. Pero si negative 1 ay hindi siya kasama. Next, number 2. Ayan. So, y is less than or equal to negative 1. So, 1 unit higher na naman ang label natin, no? Kaya, ayan. So, hanggang magtatapos din siya kay 2 and negative 2. Next, since ang ating inequality symbol is less than or equal to, so we are expecting of a dark circle, no? Or black circle. So, itatapat naman po natin yan kay negative 1. And since it is less than, meaning the arrow will be going to the left. So, ganun po siya kadali lang. And ang ibig lang din sabihin nito, the critical point, which is -1, is included to the solution set. Unlike dito sa number 1, ang -1 po is not included kasi siya po ay hollow circle. And then, number 3, y is greater than or equal to -1. So, ganun pa rin po, 1 unit higher. So, -1, it will end with +2 and -2. Balance lang po natin. And since greater than or equal to, so we are expecting a dark circle. Itatapat ulit natin kay -1. And ang direction po natin is going to the right side. O, diba? Napakadali lang. Next, number 4. So, x is greater than +1. 1 unit higher ulit tayo. 0, 1, and 2. Then, -1, -2. Since yan po ay greater than, we are going to use hollow circle. Siyempre, itatapat naman natin siya kay +1. Ayun. And, ang direction natin is going to the right side. Okay? And then, last, number 5, x is less than -1. So, 1 unit higher uli. Since ito ay less than, ay di, ang gagamitin natin is a hollow circle, tapat kay -1. And the direction will be going to the left side. O, diba? Napakasimple, napakadali. And then, next is getting the solution set. So, paano ba kinukuha ang solution set? So, ito naman ay hindi na bago kasi week 1 and week 2, ang discussion natin is about, ano na yan? Yung tungkol sa mga word problems, and then, sa transformables, ayan, na-discuss na po natin yan. So, ang pagkakaiba lang po natin ngayon, kasi dati, it is always equal to 0. Unlike this time, since we are dealing with inequalities, so instead of equal to 0, ang mga symbols na po na nandyan is either less than, greater than, or yung mga less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or the not equal sign. Pero, i-rewrite lang po natin yan as equation pa din. So, wala naman pong magiging problema. Yun lang naman ang pagkakaiba. So, step number 1, you are going to transform the inequality into equation. So, ayan na po yung ating equation. And actually, kayo naman ay naturuan ko na kung paano ang pagkuha ng factors. Paano ba kukunin ang factors? So, ang pagkakaiba lang po sa factors ngayon, ang leading numerical coefficient natin, or the quadratic term, is higher than 1. Unlike sa previous weeks natin, na ang mga quadratic term natin lang ay 1. So, ang focus lang po natin is sa last term and the middle term. Na kung saan, sa last term, we are going to identify the product of our last term, and then, gamit yung product na, yung factors na yon, kapag kinuha naman po natin ang sum, dapat it will satisfy the middle term. Pero sa pagkakataon na ito, kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, ang quadratic term po natin is greater than 1. Kaya ang ating factoring method ay, or ituturo ko sa inyo yung ibang paraan ng factoring, pagkuha ng factor. So, ito po ay napakadali lang. Basta ito po ay maiintindihan nyo lang, Dahil, ito pa ang pinakamaalwa na gawin natin at ang tawag po dito is listing and trial and error. Ayan. So, magte-table lang po tayo na kung saan isusulat natin ang first term. So, ang first term po natin ay ito, si 3x squared. So, ayan po, si 3x squared. And then, our last term, -18. Ayan, si -18. So, alamin natin ngayon ang factors ni -18. So, alam naman natin na, or ilista natin, para magkaroon tayo ng choices. Since -18 yan, so, ini-expect natin na ang factors ay isang positive at isang negative. Pero bago natin problemahin yon, alamin muna natin ano ba ang factors ni -18, or dalawang number na pag pinag-multiply, ang sagot or ang product is 18. So, diba, yan ay 2 and 9. Posible din na si 3 and 6, or 1 and 18. Yan. So, mamimili tayo ngayon dyan. kung sino sa mga yan ang gagamitin natin to satisfy the equation. Pero, trial and error nga lang kasi since negative nga, sabi ko nga, posibleng C2 ang negative or C9 or C negative 3, 6 or vice versa. Okay? Para hindi na tayo tumagal pa at mapalayo, so syempre, ang ipapakita ko na sa inyo is yung pinakamalapit na factor. Okay? So, ang gagamitin ko pong factor dito ay si 6 and 3. Pero bago yan, unahin muna natin si 3x squared. So, alam naman natin na ang factor ni 3 ay 3 and 1 lang. Wala nang iba. 3 times 1 is 3. Yan. So, ilalagay po natin dito 3x. At si x squared, alam naman natin na ang factor ng x squared is x times x. So, ipaghihiwalayin lang natin. So, ibig sabihin nito, 3 times 1. Ayan. Bakit naging 3x times x? Kasi 3 times 1, may 1 po yan dyan. 3 times 1 is 3x. Ay, 3. Then, x times x is x squared. So, ayun po ang ibig sabihin niyan. Okay? Next, sa 18, ang gagamitin ko po ay 6 and 3. No? Pero, papakita ko din sa inyo muna yung error side niya na kung saan is na it will not satisfy negative 3x or the middle term. So, try muna natin si negative 6 and positive 3. Kasi 6 times 3 is 18, diba? So, negative 6 times positive 3 is negative 18. So, ang gagawin po natin is find the product or get the product pero pa-diagonal. Ayan. So, 3x, positive 3x times positive 3 is positive 9x. Sunod, pa-diagonal uli. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. Next one is find or get their sums. Ayan, since magkaiba po ang sign nila, alam naman natin na ang operation is subtraction and consider the sign of the higher values. So, ang susundin nating sign dyan ay yung kay 9, kaya magiging positive. So, 9 minus 6 is 3. And since mas malaki si 9, ay di ang sum ito ay positive 3x. So, ngayon, si positive 3x po is hindi siya nag-satisfy sa middle term. Kasi ang middle term po natin negative. Tapos siya ay positive. So, ibig sabihin, negative 6 and positive 3 is not the factor of 3x squared minus 3x minus 18. No, less than 0. So, in that case, ang gagawin natin, since trial and error itong ginagawa natin, baliktarin natin. Instead of negative 6 and positive 3, subukan naman natin si 6 naman ang positive and then si 3 naman ang negative. So, ganun pa din po. Factor ni 3x squared and 3x squared is 3x and x. So, dito lang po tayo mag-iiba. So, gawin natin positive 6. Ito naman si negative 3. Same process. Get the product pa-diagonal or in diagonal way. So, positive 3x times positive 3 is negative 9x. Sorry. So, ito po pala dapat ay, di ba, negative 3. No? Ayan, negative 3 na nga pala. So, positive 3x times negative 3 is negative 9x. And then, positive x times positive 6 is positive 6x. And then, find their sum. So, since mas malaki si 9x, edi at negative siya, edi ang magiging sum nito is negative also. So, 9 minus 6 is 3x. And then, the sign is negative. At this time, negative 3x justifies the middle term, no? So, ibig sabihin po, the factors, which is positive 6 and negative 3, is correct. And, para isulat ang factors, you are going to write it horizontally. Ayan. So, 3x and positive 6. X and negative 3. At isusulat po natin siya as 3x plus 6 and x minus 3. So, that is the factor of 3x squared minus 3x minus 18 less than or equal to 0. O, diba? Napakasimple lang. And kung gusto nyong i-check kung tama nga ba itong 3x plus 6, x minus 3, try to use FOIL method. And I'm very sure 100% na babalik kayo sa original equation. So, ganun lang po ang gagawing checking. Now, let's continue. Gamit po ang nakuha nating factors, we are going to equate each factor by 0. Ayan. And bakit ko ba nilagay pa rin yung original equation sa taas? Kasi yung symbol ng inequality, yan po yung kailangan natin mamaya. Ayan. So, 3x plus 6 equals 0. Actually, instead of equating the factors by 0, ang na-introduce ko sa inyo nung nakaraan is using the subtraction property and the addition property, wherein ang gagamitin lang po natin is the opposite sign of the constant term. And i-add natin both right and left just to eliminate na para hindi na kayo malito sa paglilipat-lipat. Ayan. So, we have 3x plus 6 equals 0. So, ang opposite po ng positive 6 is negative 6. So, we're going to apply the subtraction property. Ayan. And then, eliminate. So, we have 3x is equal to negative 6. Since si x po ay may numerical coefficient na 3, ang gagawin po natin is solve for x or divide both sides by positive 3. Bakit positive 3? Kasi kung ano po yung kasama ni x, doon yung i-divide. Kung halimbawa 4 ang kasama niya, i-divide by 4, both sides. Yan. Kung 5 naman, divided by 5, both sides. And then, 3 divided by 3, and negative 6 divided by 3. So, x is equal to negative 2. So, yan po yung first critical value or critical point. Dati, that is, ang tawag natin dyan is the first truth. No, sa topic natin ng first and second week. Hanggang third week nga yata. Ayan. Next, dito naman. So, ang i-apply naman po natin dito is the addition property dahil the opposite of negative 3 is positive 3. So, both sides po yon and eliminate. Nothing to solve for x kasi automatic x is equal to 3. Wala namang kasama yung x eh. So, yan po yung second critical point or critical value. So, ano bang gamit ng critical values na negative 2 and positive 3? So, ayan. Since we are going to find the solution set, i-graph po natin ito. So, paano ba ang graph? Ay di, ilagay natin sa number line. Ito na yung nire-remind ko kanina para alam nyo kung ano yung pinaka-end ng ating number line. So, negative 2 and 3, diba? So, si 3, syempre, ang highest dyan. So, 1 unit higher tayo kay 3. Kaya, magtatapos po tayo kay 4. Both sides yon. Positive 4 and negative 4. Okay? And, the first critical value natin is negative 2. At, bago pa tayo magkalimutan, balik tayo dito sa original equation and consider the symbol. So, ang symbol po natin ng inequality is less than or equal to. Kaya, dyan pa lang malalaman na natin kung anong klaseng circle ang gagamitin. So, in that case, ang circle na gagamitin natin is dark. No? Dahil ang symbol po is less than or equal to. And that dark circle ay uunahin nating itapat sa first critical value na negative 2. So, ayan. Diyan po natin siya ilalagay. And then, the second critical point is positive 3. So, ilalagay natin kay positive 3. And since ang ating direction of the arrow will be going to the left side, kasi less than siya, so magsisimula tayo kay positive 3, going to negative 2. Kaya, ayun po yung ating arrow. Yan, nakakulay blue. Okay po, going to the left tayo. So, ano ba ibig sabihin yan? So, the values of negative 2 and positive 3, ayun na yung sinasabi ko kanina, are the critical points or the critical values na kung saan ay gagamitin natin in getting the intervals. Ano ba yung intervals na sinasabi dyan? So, ang intervals po is x is less than or equal to negative 2. Saan ba nakuha yan? So, ito po yung ating x, 'di ba? So, ayan si x. Kaya, nandyan si x. Ayan, x. Yang less than or equal to, dahil yan dito. Ayan. Diyan yung kinuha. And then, the value of negative 2, ay di siya. And then, next is, x is, nasa gitna po siyang x. And then, the critical values were negative 2 and positive 3. So, ayan si negative 2. Ito si positive 3. And then, the symbol will be used is less than or equal to. Ayan. So, yung ating open and close parenthesis po ay paki-include na lang na ano ko lang siya, na missed. And then, last one is, since ang pinaka-lowest peak niya is less than, ayan, itong nasa dulo. So, dito naman po sa kabila, si 3 is greater than or equal to highest peak siya, possible. Pero, kapag ang solution set na po ng inequality ang ilalagay natin, of course, napakasimple lang naman po. Yung nasa gitna ang kukunin natin. So, dahil sa ang critical point po natin is negative 2, and then ang highest is positive 3, so, ganun lang po. Ang symbol na gagamitin natin sa set is that bracket. Ayan. The set of negative 2, less than or equal to the values of x, or less than or equal to positive 3. So, kokopyahin nyo lang po yun. Negative 2 and then positive 3. So, symbol. So, ganun lang po siya ka-simple. Okay? And then, we have some reminders. Ayan, paalala ko lang lahat nung ginawa natin kanina. So, summarize lang din natin. To transform the quadratic inequality, huwag niyong kalilimutan yung standard form. Ayun, yung ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Pero since tayo na sa inequalities, ang gagamitin na po natin is either less than, greater than. Ayan. And then, second one, solve for the critical points. So, pinakita ko naman na kanina kung paano pag-solve ng critical points, yung value ng x. Para siyang first root and second root. At gamit yung critical points, you're going to obtain the interval. So, yan na yung interval. Babalikan ko yung interval ha. So, ayan po yung interval na sinasabi. Ito. Nawala. So, ang interval na sinasabi ay ito. Ayan, nasa baba. Ayan. Yan. Okay po. Next is, sana ako, interval dito. And then, fourth reminder, choose the test point. O, ayun. So, pag alam na po natin yung intervals, of course, consider the, symbols, para alam natin kung siya ba ay hollow circle or dark circle. And then, graph. Iga-graph na natin. So, malalaman na rin natin kung pa-right side ba siya or pa-left side. And check the obtained solution set in the original inequality. So, i-check pa din natin. And then, the last one is steps in solving problems involving inequalities. So, actually, ito naman ay na-discuss na natin last week, yung problem solving. Ang difference nga lang, kasi yung mga symbols natin ay yes, inequalities. May less than, greater than. Hindi na po siya equal to 0. Pero, papaalala pa rin natin. So, para ma-solve ng mabuti ang problems, unang-una, basahin at unawain, or read and understand. And then, next is, alamin natin kung ano ba yung mga conditions and unknown. Kung sino yung hinahanap, sinong nawawala, sino ang mas malaki, sino ang mas maliit. And pangatlo ay i-represent po natin ng tama using variables. So, sa variables naman, palagi kong sinasabi, lahat ng alphabet ay pwedeng gamitin, no? Hindi lang x. Nasanay lang kasi tayo na laging x. And devise the equation. So, dapat marunong po tayo gumawa ng equation para ma-solve natin yung hinahanap. And solve for the unknown. Pag nakuha na po natin or nagkaroon na tayo ng solution, hindi tayo pwedeng tumigil na doon. Marunong din daw po tayong mag-check kung tama ba yung ating sagot. So, yan lang po. Maraming salamat. and God bless.